Okay, so we are so glad you're here to learn about partnering with BODi to be a coach. It has changed both of our lives, and there's actually not a way that my life hasn't been touched by choosing to partner with BODi as a coach. It's just the truth. So, Shelby and I want to share a little bit about our hesitations and what coaching is and how you can make money and how it can fit into your life. So, we're just going to start with hesitations because we know that there are so many people like you who would want to do this, but something is holding you back. There's a fear there. So I think that I really had two main fears before I started. The first one, which was a really big one for me, was what will everybody think? Which is weird because I'm not usually the girl that's like, what's everybody going to think about me? But when it came to posting online and doing something to make money, it felt like extra vulnerable and weird that I wanted to do that. And beyond that, I saw people talking about people who did businesses like this. And I was like, I don't want to be the person that like annoys everybody by selling something online because I saw people who were doing it, not this specifically, but other things. And I was like, I don't want to be that. So the way I overcame that specific fear is I called probably three of my best friends, my mom, my sister, and talked to my husband. The most important people in my life at that time, I said, what would you think? Like, is this weird? Does this make sense? And every single one of them basically said, you should do it, but you need to do it like you. You know that if you just show up and you like show yourself and you show your personality and you do it in a way that feels good to you, then you're not going to be annoying. Like, that's not going to happen. So that gave me the confidence to be like, okay, I'm pretty sure I could do this. The second biggest concern for me was, am I going to make money? And this one's a really easy one because I realized it was in my control. This is a business that has a specific business plan and a specific compensation plan. It was only up to me to learn how to make money and actually do it and treat it like a job. So that hesitation, it was like in the back of my mind. But once I learned, I was like, okay, this makes sense. I'm confident I can make money. And here I am.
Yeah, and I my hesitation is so different. I honestly was not on social media at all, and so I had no idea, like, honestly, what I was doing. And I know that kind of sounds dumb, especially with our like day and age of social media being like it's just become like a part of our lives in most ways. But I was just kind of behind the scenes just scrolling. I mean, I would share some things that happen in my life, but I was like, I have no idea how to go about this and like just start. And so I just kind of wrote it off because I just didn't really even want to try, and I was kind of nervous to just like put myself out there. um but I can remember Paige saying something about what she just said about like showing up as yourself, and that can look like however it is. And when I 4 years ago, when I started, and how I showed up then is way different than how I show up now. Not, and part of it is just because I have like changed and grown as a person, but also because I just took the time to like really be a beginner and ask a lot of questions and how I wanted to show up at first. And that was not, it was consistent, but it wasn't exactly how I am showing up now. And so just to whoever, okay, you're not the only person. And also there are so many tools and resources that you get whenever you decide to work with us, not just from us and our teams, but also BODi as a company does everything within their power to give us tools and resources, everything from like helping you create content to giving you tips on different things, whether it's social media or in your group or whatever. But you will have the tools and resources and the community behind you to help you with that. So that was my biggest one.
I love that our hesitations were so different because I was excited about the social media piece. I just really have always enjoyed it. So Shelby did mention that it looks different now than it did when we started. So we want to share a little bit about where we were when we started, because that's where you're going to be right now. And the last thing we want to happen is for you to look at us years into our business and be like, I can't do that, or they're in a different phase of life or whatever. Because personally, I've gone through almost every phase of life as a coach. I started as a young married person. I was, I think, married for 2 years when I started, and I was teaching. And that was my life. Like, we were active in church, I was active at school, I was a student council sponsor, a volleyball coach. Like, I had so much going on, and I was at the tail end of finishing my master's degree. Like, I was a very busy person with not a lot of time. But that's why personally I really wanted to do it, because I had a debt goal. I wanted to pay off my debt from college. And more than that, I didn't want to miss out on opportunities while I was paying off my debt. Like, it wasn't an option. I was about to start paying it, and that bill stressed me out. I was like, I still want to travel. I still want to get my hair done. I still want to eat out. And I felt like that debt that I was about to start paying was suffocating. So I was looking for a job. I was looking for a way to make money. And this seemed perfect, because it was perfect, because I could do it in my own time, in my own space, in my own way. I did not want a second job with 9 to 5 hours. I couldn't do that because I was teaching, but I didn't want to like go to a job after work. That sounded terrible. So I wanted to do something first and foremost that I could fit in, and it looked fun. That is what attracted me. So for my first 2 years, I worked coaching around my full-time teaching job, and I had a freaking blast. Seriously, I was getting results. I was feeling really great. I was posting on my social media in the cracks of my day because I couldn't be on my phone at school. So I wasn't even working out early in the morning when I very first started. I would work out when I got home from school. I would probably post a few stories, maybe a post in the morning before I went to school about something related to that. In the middle of the day, like lunch break, I might post a picture of my food or talk about my food. But most of my work in those days, including my workout, happened after I got home from school. And it wasn't like, oh, I have to do my work. It was like, no, I'm so excited. I get to do my workout. I get to post a little bit on social media. And it got really exciting when I started to make paychecks. And the way I started making paychecks is sharing what I was loving with excitement consistently. And people would ask me, or I would ask them, it was kind of back and forth thing. They would ask what I was doing because I was getting results and I was excited. Everybody you know wants to be healthy. I believe that with everything inside of me. Everybody you know won't be willing to do it like this, but everybody wants to feel good. So, two things would happen. They would reach out and be like, what the heck are you doing? Or I would reach out to them and say, hey, I'm about to start a 3-week program. Do you want to do it and have fun and get results with me? And before I knew it, with my consistency and hard work, people were like, yes, I would like to do that with you, because I was having fun, feeling good, and showing that this works. So that was my start.
So in her sharing all of that and showing all of that, I started following Paige like the last like the second semester of her last year of teaching, and I followed her probably like January or February. But what really like actually caught my eye was in March or April, whenever she went on a trip. Was that your first earn trip? And then okay, so her first one with BODi, I don't even remember her like talking about that she was going or anything like that. I just remember one morning I clicked on her stories and they were working out on top of a cruise ship. The water was ridiculously blue, and the mountains were like, she was panning, and you're like expecting to see the water. Obviously you're on a cruise ship, and then it's just like bam, these mountains like pop up, and I was like, what the heck? Where is she? And it took me a minute to figure out like where she was, but she had earned this trip that now I have earned 3 times, going on, wait, 4, I think. Yeah, okay, there it is. Yeah. And they were all getting up and getting to work out together with like these trainers. And I just was so blown away by it, especially when she said she earned it. And I grew up, my mom had done like Mary Kay for a decent amount of my life when she took some time away from teaching to stay home with us. And so I was familiar with network marketing, and none of that really freaked me out, because I watched her do that in a non like salesy way. And so when I saw what she was doing, and that she was doing that with workouts, nutrition, and accountability, and she made it fun, I was like, okay, why not? And so it took me a couple months still because of my hesitation that I mentioned earlier, but I was in her group for like not literally maybe 4 or 5 days, and I was like, okay, I'm ready to share this with other people, because I had a passion for health and fitness, but I didn't have the vehicle to help myself, especially when it came to nutrition, but also to help other people to the capacity that I wanted to. Like, I did not want to be a personal trainer in a gym all day. Like, I didn't want to be stuck in a gym. I didn't like for a little while I thought I wanted to coach volleyball maybe at the collegiate level, but I was like, that rules your entire schedule depending on what level, possibly all year round. Like, no, thank you. So I say all that to say that whether you're passionate about health and fitness or not currently, this is something that you get to lead with your journey and how you figure it out and help other people do the same thing. And so I was in grad school, so taking classes, but also I was a GA for the volleyball team, coaching a high school team, and then I also had another part-time job. And so I was also super busy. I would I would get to practice early because it made no sense to go back to my house in between class and practice. And so I would have 20 minutes in the car where I would work, and then I would work like about 20 or 30 minutes after. And so I just fit it in wherever I could, but I knew that one, it was something that was gonna fill me up because I love to do that and help other people. But also, as I started to do that more consistently, I fell in love with helping people, not just on the health side, but also on the business side because there's such an opportunity there too. So
I love all of that so much. I want to be clear too that your background doesn't matter. Shelby and I have completely different backgrounds, and whatever your background is, it assists you in this, literally no matter what it is. So that's a really cool part of this. So to move into how it's changed for us, I would say the biggest thing really for both of us is we are really passionate about helping other people make money now. It all started with helping people with their health and fitness. And I love that the cruise that Shelby was talking about is so connected for both of us, because that cruise, I went on that like a couple weeks after I resigned from teaching. This business allowed me to work hard for 2 years teaching and doing this, and eventually say, I want to do this with my life because I love it so much and I'm passionate about it. It's led to an income that I can sustain that matched and exceeded my teaching salary. So I can be home, and now I have 2 kids. Like, my work is actually kind of the same how I do it, because now I don't have a job to work it around. My job is my children, and they take my focus. They are my priority in the way that teaching used to be. But I still get to have this job that I love, that I work around them, and adds to my life in so many different ways, and allows me to travel and make friends. And like, it's just, if I could write out my dream job, this is it. And the cool thing about this job is your dream job, if you wrote it out, probably is not exactly the same as mine, but you can mold this to be your dream job. Literally, whatever your dream job is, you write it down and you can figure out how to mold this into this. It will take time, it will take effort, it will take consistency, it will take hard work, but it is completely possible because BODi is incredible. I also want to mention, I know that a lot of you watching this are actually already our current clients. And if you love the workouts, if you love BODi, if you love the community, you get to take this and run with it, and it's going to level up your results. I would say that's one of the things that I love most about being a coach, is it gives me a new level of accountability because I'm the one leading. I think about like high school me, where, I was a leader in student council, I was a leader on my sports teams. You practice differently on the basketball floor when you are the captain of the team. You just do, because that's the expectation. You show up differently when you are the student council president or the class president, because you are in charge, you are the leader. So you're like, I want to do this, and I want to do it well because I am the one that people are looking to. And this is the same way, not because you're an expert, but because you're saying, you know what, I'm going first, and I'm going to show you the way, and I'm going to show up. And because of that, your results and your consistency skyrocket. I have seen it over and over and over again, that people get better physical results when they're coaches solely because they're leading. And the community you surround yourself, like our group of coaches, we are so driven by each other. And when I'm struggling, actually literally 15 minutes before this call, I was talking to Shelby because I am in a space where I'm ready to level up, and I will always 1000% of the time go to my coaching friends. 1000% of the time, because they will push me. They won't complain with me. They won't let me be complacent, but they will push me to be the best version of myself, because that is the job. that's why we love it so much.
And then also kind of like speaking to somebody that may have no idea what BODi is, or like what you're getting into with that. It is a platform that is, we relate it to Netflix because you get on there and you can see all of these programs that also have a whole bunch of workouts. So there's over like 70, 80 programs, but within each program, there's a plethora of workouts. And then we also have the same thing when it comes to nutrition programs. And we have a blog, which is one of my favorite parts. And there is everything that you need to be successful within that platform, combined with our accountability group, because I 100% believe that our group is literally just the best because we make it fun. We get to, like Paige just said, lead by example, and also just constantly be lifting each other up. We have people in all walks of life in there, and that's one of my very favorite parts of BODi. So even within our team of coaches, we literally have people from just like getting into college to like, I would assume, I guess my mom is like the oldest. She just retired from teaching. So like we've got it all and everything in between. So but if you are not with BODi, you get access to all of that for an entire year, and you get to then help other people get access to those tools and resources. So yeah, that's mainly what I have.
Yeah, that's a good segue into what will it look like if you choose to sign up today. So, if you're like, okay, this actually does sound like something I want to work towards, I would love to make income with this. First and foremost, you need access to all of BODi's workouts, nutrition stuff, and your first bout of products. Okay, that comes with your initial, what we call a total solution pack. We call it that because that's all you need to see success. Then, when you sign up, your job in your first month is to begin being obsessed with taking care of yourself, finishing programs, getting results, diving into the nutrition programs, and then sharing that all as authentically as you can on social media and in real life. Because when you do that, people are going to be like, what are you doing? I want to feel good too. Can you help me? And you will also ask people, hey, do you want to do this with me? Then your job is to then set them up with the same exact tools and resources you have, which is the workouts, the nutrition, and the products. So every single time you sell that complete package, you will make around $70. And then we have a whole catalog of other things you can sell and make money off of too. Like if somebody just wanted pre-workout, or if somebody just wanted nutrition, or if somebody just wanted workouts, there's a commission attached to that. But what we normally set people up with is that total solution pack, because we've seen and we know that it is the thing that gets people the best results. And again, $70 ish, it's actually a little bit more than that per person that you set up with a total solution pack. So if you have a goal in mind of how much money you want to make, you could literally work that backwards. If you want to make $200 a month, you get 3 people signed up and you've exceeded that goal. So you can work your goals backwards and really make something of this business.
And just to add on top of that one, as far as how we make money, there are other ways. Actually, just at this conference that we were at, one of the speakers was talking about how, you know, a lot of times we hear that very successful people have like 7 streams of income, and there's 9 different ways to make money with BODi, which is like insane. But you can choose the route that you want to take with this, and I think that is my, like, the thing that I want to hit home for you, like whoever ends up like listening to this, that if this is something like Paige said that you want to be like your travel fund, awesome. If this is something that you want to start growing and actually be able to have the freedom and flexibility to leave whatever job you're at, or like go down to part-time, or pursue something that you love that may not like meet the requirements that you need when it comes to your income, that's what it can be for you too. Again, like on top of the fact that we have every season of life like within our team, we also have people that work this at a lot of different capacities, from like teachers to nurses to women in like corporate America, like literally all of it. And so it's possible for you to achieve whatever you want to with it if you decide to be consistent. So
I
BODi
want to
this
show
be a new level.
the visual I have out here because I have it drawn up. I hope it makes
Oh
sense,
yeah.
not like backwards.
Yeah.
But
I mean, before I started coaching, I watched you do that on your Instagram and it made a lot of sense to me.
so surely it will. Okay, it's probably not super. Should I turn this off? Is that better
no,
or worse?
either way. No, it's fine.
Okay. So I drew this up the other day because I wanted people to see the difference between coaching and making commission and coaching and like doing it full time. Because Shelby and I currently am over here. Shelby is currently over here, but we have lots of people over here and both of them are awesome. It just, you have to decide what your goals are. So I assume this is backwards, but option one, you're at the top right here and you are helping people sign up for our products and programs and you're making commission. So depending on what they buy, that's what you're going to make. So like this person right here, I think that's backwards, but $70, that person signed up for the total solution that I was telling you. You make $30 right here. Maybe that person just buys shakes or pre-workout or something. $5, no telling. They bought a cookbook and you get to make a percentage of the cookbook they bought off of our website. So this mainly is selling and building connections and inspiring people with your journey and having fun with it. And I'm just going to tell you, you can make really good money doing this. You're not going to make full-time money doing this. That would never happen unless you're an insane salesperson. That would be very difficult. And I feel like I'm good at sales and I could never, ever make a full-time income doing that. Now, if you're somebody who's like, okay, I want options, I want to build a big income with this is where you're going to be. This is you. And these are people who want to actually do the business with you. And all of them are doing this over here. And this is what both Shelby and myself do. We mentor leaders. We still do this though, but we also mentor leaders to help other people make money through this as well. So you can see that they are creating what we call sales volume and the different ways that she's talking about to make money. This is just commission, and this you have several different ways to make bonuses. So when your team is producing sales, when your team is producing volume, you're going to make money just like any other business in the entire world. When your team is producing, you make more money. So that's exactly what this is. Your impact is compounded because you have a team of people who love this and believe in this, and you're doing it together. So although I'm still doing all of these things, selling, building connections, inspiring, having fun, I've added on leading, teaching, inspiring, creating community, planning, developing, and mentoring. So that's really the difference between the two. I also want to make clear that you can start at the first one. I never really expected to move into the second one, but I started to really fall in love with it. And I naturally moved into option two, where I wanted to develop leaders and build a bigger income with it.
Yeah, no, I think that made perfect sense. Also for future reference, it's not backwards. I don't know how, but it's not. So
Whoa, I'm surprised it's not
yeah.
backwards.
Yeah. I really think the last thing personally I want to like throw out there is that if that any of that overwhelms you, or even like us sharing like where we're at currently, one, I'm like 4 years in and Paige, you're 6 years in.
Yeah.
So taken time, not just like income wise, like to grow that, but also to get here. Like I didn't initially want to build a full-time income with this. I was looking to, one, I was having so much fun, and two, I I was looking to have extra gas money, have extra travel money, like and just help people, because I knew that if I could do this, that I knew other people could too. So you don't have to have these like giant lofty goals. If you do, awesome, we're here to help you reach them, but also like that does not have to be you either. So
I love it.
yeah.
Well, we hope that you learned something. If you have any questions, we'd love for you to write them down and send them to us, and we want to answer them. We know that you can build whatever you want with this, and that's why it's so exciting. Part-time, full-time, somewhere in between, having fun, getting results, inspiring other people to do the same. That's what this whole thing is all about, and we'd love to help you do that.